Hey guys, this is Avery with the Skips Tactical Solutions podcast. I'm back today with a great guest. My guest is Izzy, and her podcast is called Reporting Live. And this week I will be talking to it's going to be kind of different. She's a child, so we're going to get things from a child's perspective today. So Izzy with Reporting Live podcast is with us today. Welcome, Izzy.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us, Izzy. So I met Izzy about almost 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we were at PodFest, which is a multimedia expo in Orlando, Florida. And I saw Izzy, and her dad recognized who I was because they had saw a video of me. So Izzy, I want you to tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
So I'm 10 years old, and I grew up with my dad that's a veteran, and sometimes when I'm out in public, he'll try to embarrass me, like with yelling cadence, and I'll yell at him, "Stop it!" And I'm in 5th grade. I love to sing, and I just started a podcast.
Nice. So today, me and Izzy are going to talk a little bit about gun safety. So as you guys know, gun safety is something that's very important to everyone. It's not just important to grown-ups, it's important to kids as well, right, Izzy?
Yeah.
Okay. So Izzy's dad showed her a video of me. Do you remember what I was doing in the video, Izzy?
I don't know. I forgot. It was a long time ago.
So he showed her a video, and it was kind of an interview that I did with someone, and they were just talking to me about what I did. And Izzy's dad showed her the video and kind of introduced her to that whole gun safety female doing it. And from there, they went to the range, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when your dad asked you to go to the range after watching that video, how did you feel?
I was excited because I saw my dad kept saying, "When you're 8, I'll get you your own gun. When you're 9, I'll get you your own gun." And so finally that day I'm like, "Yes, I'll go."
That's great. So you guys went to the range. Were you nervous at all?
A little bit.
It's totally normal to be nervous. And how did you feel while you were at the range?
I felt excited.
Excited?
Yeah.
So was it everything that you thought it was going to be, or was it not as bad as you thought it was going to be?
It was sort of in the middle, and it was like most at the end I'm like, I can't do it. It's so hard. The trigger is so hard to pull.
And so when you were shooting the gun, have you ever, you know how when you watch a movie and everything seems so simple, or I don't know if you play video games. I have boys and they play video games. And on the video games, you know, it's not really hard, right? You're just pressing a button. So the video game version of having a gun and having a gun in real life were totally different, right?
Yes.
Did you think it was going to be different?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. So you went to the range and you shot. And of course, over time, you know, your hands and your arms get tired, right? But did you feel good once you left?
Yes. I felt like I got knowledge, like a different type from my dad being a Marine. And my dad taught me a lot about the gun safety for it and how to pick it up and how to always be pointing it down when you're carrying it. And keep the finger on the trigger. Off the trigger.
That's fine. You're fine. Okay, so your dad taught you some really good things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that you could share the things that your dad taught you with other kids?
Yes.
How important do you think it is for you to share those things with other kids?
I think it's very important because some kids don't understand how important it is to have a gun. It keeps you safe. It's a protection. And as veterans, it's a whole new perspective, like, because you've done it for I don't know how many years, however you've been in it, and you know how to do it.
Yes. So I'm so proud of you, Izzy, because you learned a new skill, right? You learned a new skill, and now you're going to educate other people on your skill. So do you feel good about that?
Yes, I feel very good.
You should feel very good. So you did something that you may have thought was hard before, but you overcame it, right?
Yeah. My dad gave me his, my mom and him went shooting one time as like a date. And so I got my mom's pink glasses to shield it from the brass. I think that's what it was.
Yeah. So you know that whenever you go shooting, you need to always protect your eyes and your ears because you can never get new eyes or ears.
No.
So when it comes to guns, what do you think about them? Are they bad?
I don't think they're bad. I just think of them as like a force field sorta, and it's like the newer version of a sword, and but there's no shield or anything.
Yeah. And so guns are just objects, right? You know, just like your microphone that you have, that's just an object. And guns, they don't do things by themselves. They have to be in the hands of someone else. They don't just walk around and say, hey, I'm going to hurt you.
Yeah.
But they have to be in the hands of a person in order to do something.
Yeah.
So when it comes to other kids, is there any advice that you would give other kids about gun safety?
Probably don't be afraid to try it, but always have an adult around you and keep your finger off the trigger, and they're not a toy. So don't like pretend, oh, don't do that.
Absolutely. That's some really good advice, Izzy. Make sure that you always keep your finger off the trigger and make sure that you have an adult with you if you're going to touch them. So if you're ever out and about, and there's different places where a child can encounter a gun. So if your parents don't have a gun in their house, there's always other places that you can encounter a gun. It could be, you could be sleeping over at someone else's house, or it could be at school, or you could just be at the park and it's a random gun sitting somewhere and you know you never touch it. You have to run away and tell an adult. Yes. All right, so another thing that I want to talk about today is just that at least 40% of homes in the United States have guns in them. So when it comes to being a responsible gun owner, it is each gun owner's responsibility to properly store their firearm. That's not something that you say, oh, don't touch it. You make sure that you properly educate your children on what they can and cannot do. And if you have other guests that are in your home as well, it is your responsibility as a gun owner to properly store your firearms from unauthorized individuals. So unauthorized could be an adult, it could be a cousin that's visiting, it could be anyone. So guns are not toys. We need to make sure that we keep them properly stored. And we just need to get out and educate others when it comes to guns and gun safety, because Izzy went to the range with her dad. She had a great time, right?
Yes.
And I've been to the range. I take my kids to the range with me sometimes, and they have fun too. They want to keep their target, and they want to put it in their room, and it's a way to just spend good quality time together, right?
Yes.
Yes. Is there anything else that you want to talk to the audience about gun safety or things that you like? What do you like to do?
I mostly like to go sing. I like singing a lot, and when I'm in the car with my dad, I'll sing like to the songs on the on his playlist because I know most of them. And sometimes when my dad went to this convention for the Marine's birthday, and he saw lots of people. They did a walk and they shouted, they chanted cadence like he does to me. And when we're in the car, we see some like an old man like wearing a hat from the military. My dad's like, when I'm 40, I'm going to be wearing that all where I go.
That's funny. So you have a sister too, right?
Yeah.
Has she been shooting?
No, not yet.
Does she want to go?
She said that she was jealous and she's still holding on to this fishing thing. But she's sort of wants to go. She mostly just like hangs out inside her room.
Oh, okay. Is she older?
Nope, younger.
Oh, okay. My kids, my youngest is about your age, and they like to hang out in their rooms too much. They think mom's not cool anymore, but I'm cool, right, Izzy?
Yes, you're very cool.
All right, so I wanted to bring Izzy on today so that we could talk about the importance of gun safety and talking to your children about gun safety. It is something that a lot of us really think that our kids are not ready for the conversations, but I'm here to tell you that your kid, even if it's just someone in your neighborhood that you just want to properly educate on things because they may not be getting that education within their home, you need to make sure that you're properly educating children on gun safety. You don't want to wait until it's too late and say, oh, well, this accident happened and I coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? So there's a lot of things that are going on with kids and guns, and you just don't know what you don't know. So as adults, it's our job, it's our duty to properly educate children. And I thought it would be great for me to bring Izzy on for her to talk about her experience, because not only is she a child, but she's a female. And she went to the range. She had a great time, right?
Yes.
And so something else that I want to bring up, though, is not every time that you go to the range, every time's not going to be great. Sometimes I go to the range and I don't really shoot that good. But you want to know what? It's done and over with. And next time I come, I'll shoot better, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, Izzy, thank you so much for joining us today. It was a pleasure talking to you. And I'm so glad that you were able to go shooting with your dad.
Thank you for having me. And I also want to thank you for being a veteran, too.
Thank you so much, Izzy. And where can the Skips Tactical Solutions podcast family find you at?
So you can find me on Facebook at Reporting Live Podcast or on Instagram, reporting_live_podcast.
Great. And one last thing that I want to add is I really want to thank Izzy's dad for properly educating her on gun safety. It is something that a lot of people lack, and he is obviously doing something right because he is raising a fine young woman, right?
Thank you.
And she is embracing things, and she's getting out of her comfort zone. I don't know about you guys, but when I was 10, I definitely didn't have a podcast. And Izzy's doing a lot of good things. So thanks for joining us, Izzy. And we'll probably try to have you on again.
Yeah, that would be fun.
All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.